Guy that probably hit the biggest shot in Cavs history.
They're going up. Oh, my goodness. Hayward came down so hard. Okay, Hayward broke his leg. Hayward has broken his leg. Hayward has broken his leg. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. And that is how quickly they're going up. Oh, my goodness.
Gordon, how are you feeling?
I feel better today than I did yesterday, and that's kind of like my mindset right now, just trying to work through each day, trying to set little mini goals, you know, and trying to get on with it.
That's physically, I think you're referring to.
Yes.
Talk to me about emotionally, because this is not your typical injury.
Right. I mean, emotionally, it's hard on me. I love to play the game of basketball, and so to sit there and not be able to play, it gets kind of frustrating.
Is there a certain mental trauma that you think is involved in this injury as well, just because of what you saw and what you felt?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think I remember looking at it, and it just, you know, it just doesn't look normal and didn't look right at all. That'll definitely be with me for forever, to see, like, look down and see my foot like the wrong way. And so that's, you know, something that I try not to think about. And my foot's facing the right way now, and so
You look down and say, that looks a whole lot better.
I still double check sometimes.
Have you seen the shots of the people in the crowd?
Yeah, I've seen some of them, like how, you know, everyone just like cringes a little bit and like they don't want to look.
Other players were praying.
I've seen that too, which is pretty cool to see, for sure.
I read that your parents were there.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even imagine what it must have been like to be your parents watching what was happening to their son on the floor.
Yeah, I mean, it's as a parent, you don't want your child to go through that. And as a parent myself, it's like thinking I would rather take their pain. So you know, and this is where it makes me emotional, because like I wouldn't want Bernie or Charlie to go through that. So sorry.
It's okay.
And I remember seeing my mom, and she's crying. And like, that's just tough. It's tough to see your parents cry too, because then, you know, it makes you emotional.
Got hurt in 2011. I was playing the Washington Redskins in Seattle. We were at a home game, and I was covering a punt. And when I landed directly on this elbow. And I mean, the audible sound of everything in there just blowing out was disgusting. They cut off my jersey, took a big old needle, injected it in there. They said, raise your arm. I did that. They said, okay, take him to the locker room. That was the last play I ever played in the NFL.
With the 252nd and last pick in the 2008 NFL Draft, the St. Louis Rams pick David Vobora, defensive back, Idaho.
I got the call from the St. Louis Rams making me pick number 252, Mr. Irrelevant. Year one, I became a starter. It was late in the year, but you know, only one other Mr. Irrelevant had ever done that. And rookie year led to a second year of more success. Third year, probably my best year of football.
Getting injured wasn't a step in the right direction. He was taking a lot of prescription medication because of the injury, and then that would send him to here, and so then they would give him Ambien to help him to sleep, and that would put him, you know, down here. And then they threw Xanax in the mix because he was starting to have these anxieties about football. And it was a real struggle.
When I ran out of the prescription, doctors wouldn't fill it. It was easy to take some of the financial resources that I had to go out to the streets to buy it. And it wasn't long until I was spending $2 or $3 grand a week. I mean, I was taking in copious amounts of narcotics.
David wasn't the David I fell in love with. He was like a shell of himself.
There was a time where I didn't care if it just ended. I retired in 2012. I'd spent a year rehabilitating my mind and my body. I knew that even though I had the capacity to go back, that I needed to focus on David and the path that was next for me.
Being on the side was difficult. Feeling like I couldn't help my teammates, or that I was falling behind in the sport that had been a part of my life for as long as I could remember. I just wanted to get back on the mat, wrestling, doing what I loved. Being told to take it slow added to the frustration. When I was allowed to run, I sprinted. When I was allowed to lift, I loaded the bars. When I was allowed to drill, I went as hard as possible. Rather than taking it slow and letting my body heal, I rushed into everything and ended up having to take unnecessary days off due to my impatience. Taking it easy made me feel like I was taking the easy way out. It took me a while to accept that I was injured and that I was not currently able to do the things that I could before. Once I could accept the process, it got easier. I am now 1 year past my surgery, and I feel great. Once I took the process slow and listened to my body, understanding what it could and couldn't handle, things got easier. I learned I only need to worry about myself and not compare myself to others. Watching your teammates, seeing changes, it's hard not to question or compare to how they are doing. Learning to focus on myself, my recovery, and my career helped me embrace the temporary lifestyle of my injury and allowed me to become more rejuvenated and energized. My excitement is back fully, and I cannot wait to get back into competition.